Hello everyone, and welcome back to the FPL show, Game Week 3 on Gunning to Old Trafford and the Enfield Way. You with your host Mohammed Farid Chatia. And guys, let's get into it. So, Game Week 2, not a great week I think for a lot of people. Still scored above the average, which is usually good. So, 49 points. I think a lot of teams didn't perform that great. Rashford and Bruno Fernandes again having another bad week. United having a terrible game against Spurs, so I think that was expected from the two of them. Chilwell coming in with 1 point, which was not great after his first week's performance. But yeah, Estupinian getting 11 points, which was great for me. Gabriel again, another one that didn't really start for Arsenal, but I think with we're hoping that Gabriel is going to start this week. Odegaard coming in with 11 points, Mitoma coming in with 12 points, Haaland with 4, which was another bit of a shocker as well, especially if you captained him. I think all the people that captained Salah were probably smiling. Nicholas Jackson getting 1 point, so not a great week for him either. And I think let's get into week number 3. So for week number 3, I've gone with Turner against Man United, which actually I don't think I'm going to do anymore. I was actually supposed to be Pickford, which means I didn't save my team. But let's do that quickly. So I was going with Pickford against Wolves. Should be a decent game. I don't see Pickford keeping a clean sheet, but then again, my goalkeepers are not really there for me to worry too much about the points. I went cheapest chips there and just got in two cheap goalkeepers. Sticking with Chilwell, Estupinian and Gabriel at the back. I'm really hoping Gabriel starts this weekend and gets a clean sheet because I need to get some good points in defense this week. First off, big change in the midfield. Bruno swapped for Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo is a good time to bring him in. Great fixtures up until I think game week 9. Newcastle maybe not, but up until game week 9 they have some good fixtures, and he's been getting some good points. 23 points so far. So if you don't have him, could be a good option to go with. Price is not that bad either. I think it's 6.7. So it's a decent price to bring him in at, and you could save some money there. Sticking with Haaland, sticking with Jackson in the front, Odegaard and Saka. I think Haaland should get some goals against Sheffield United, at least maybe a goal or maybe more than one goal. So I'm going to captain him again this week. I'm giving Rashford this week as well to see how he does. If he doesn't do that great, then I'm probably going to get rid of Rashford and bring in someone else. I haven't decided on who as yet. And I think that's probably the team. So some of the players you should be looking at, I think from bringing in point of view, Odegaard I think is probably a safe bet. You could go with Martinelli as well. Jesus has been training with the team. I doubt he's going to play this weekend, but I think he'll play next weekend. So that puts some spinners in the works there for who you want to start up front. I think if you go with Jesus up front, you need to maybe drop Odegaard or Martinelli, whichever one you have in your team. Jackson will probably stick around for a while, I think. I'm playing with going back to Watkins from next week, just in case. But I just want to give Jackson a chance against Luton, which should be an easier game for Chelsea. But then again, they're not really having it all their own way. If they do well against Luton, Jackson gets on the score sheet, I might just stick with him. Mubama's there again on the substitute bench, and the other player that I brought in was Udogi, and I cannot remember who I swapped him out for. If we go back to my points from the week prior, John Stones. So John Stones still out injured, only back in the 16th of September, and I think by then their fixtures are not that great. So if you need to get rid of Stones, get rid of him now. Would be the best time to get rid of him. I think you're going to have a much better points for price value with Udogi, or Udogi as some people say. Baldock still's got a small injury, but I'm keeping him in there because he's quite cheap, so I don't need to worry about that too much. I might swap Udogi and Mubama around just in case Gabriel doesn't start. In actual fact, I should. Let me save my team there again. And hopefully this weekend should be a decent one, guys. I think we have some great fixtures this weekend. Liverpool versus Newcastle. There's a lot, actually there's some decent fixtures this week. Let's have a look at the fixtures because that might also help with some of your changes. So, starting on Friday is Chelsea Luton, 9 o'clock, which is why we have an early deadline today again. Bournemouth Spurs, Arsenal Fulham, that should be a good one for Arsenal to get some points. Brentford Crystal Palace, Everton Wolves, Man United Forest. If United can't get points against Forest, then I'd be really worried and really concerned about Man United resources. Brighton versus West Ham, so I think Mitoma there again should have some chances to get on the score sheet. Burnley Villa, bit of a cracker of a game, especially if you're neutral. Man City versus Sheffield United. Again, Man City should be able to have an easy game against Sheffield United, and hopefully Haaland gets some points there. Liverpool versus Newcastle, tough fixture on both sides, hence why you didn't want to look at Liverpool resources up until now, or Liverpool assets up until now. Next week we might have a look at that and figure out how that's going to work. And then I think that's it for this week, guys. Sweet and short. Let's go through the leagues quickly. And let's see how that's all playing out. So, I've moved up in every league, which is good. It's always good to see up arrows. In the Gunning to Old Trafford League, down at 75. I think I remember saying this was just Mikhail, which was, I can't remember who was up last week. Let's just see. That's not going to give us the information now, but in any case, I remember saying that I don't see one of the guys sitting at the top, and if I remember correctly, it could have been Mikhail Desu. Could have been Mohamed Qasim either as well, but look, I think game week 3 prime time, 80 points, brilliant. Did we use any of our? No, didn't. Good week, Metikesh, Saliba, Estupinian, Mbuemo, 16 points, Odegaard 11, Gakpo and Haaland, and that's a bit of a shocker. Areola with 10 points versus Edison with 6, but still there would have been 84 points. Brilliant week. And who else is doing great in the Gunning to Old Trafford League is Ridwan Ali. Let's have a look at you. 71 points, not bad. Good team, solid team. Salah captain. I think if you went in Mbuemo captain, you'd be smiling because you would have had 6 extra points there. Wow, good team. Mitoma on the bench. Areola again. So I think I think just these two choices alone would have put you a lot higher up. Had you started Mitoma over Saka and Areola over Sanchez, some good points there. That would have been 17 points over and above, and Mbuemo is captain. 21 points. You would have been sitting on 92 points for the week. Well done, Rio. I think it's a great one, guys, and that's it for today. Let's look forward to next weekend. I think next weekend's going to be when a lot of changes start happening. For now, don't panic if your team is not doing that great. Now is not the time to go and make wholesale changes. Definitely don't use your wildcards. Please don't use your free hit. If you guys don't know what the free hit is, free hit allows you to make full changes to your team, right? But for a single game week, right? I think I don't know if everyone still has the wild card, but you could have a wildcard should be coming soon. I think after the transfer window closes. Please don't use your triple captain, not now. Look for a game week where you have more than one game in 1 week. Bench boost, Ridwan or Rio, if you used bench boost this week, you would have definitely scored a lot more points. And I think, guys, that's it. Have a great one. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let us know what's going on in the comments. Mohammed Farichotia out from Enfield Way, gunning to Old Trafford. See you guys next week. Bye.